What it is, what's happening, how y'all doing, how the hell y'all be, how the hell y'all feel, man. You tapped in for another episode of Opinions and Contradictions, man. This your boy HM3, man, coming through here, man. Hey, man, say, man. Today, we're gonna go over this little thing that went on with Leslie Jones. I don't know if many of y'all caught it or heard it. It went viral all over social media. And pretty much, man, Leslie Jones said that she feel as if marriage is modern day slavery. You know, and for those of you guys who don't know what Leslie Jones look like, I'm gonna ask you to hold your opinion until you see and hear her talk. I think once you see and hear her talk, it answers a lot of questions for you. I promise you it does. It's gonna answer a lot of questions. You're gonna say to yourself, yeah, I understand why you ain't married. But hey, who am I to say, hey, listen, listen, it's somebody for everybody out there. But the problem is, do you want your somebody though? You dig what I'm saying? That's the $1 million question because some people just don't want to accept their somebody because they feel they deserve more or deserve better. But who am I to judge? Who am I to say life is life? You live in your motherfucking learn. But look, it's Friday, man. We kicking shit. We drinking good, man. Talking good. You did what I'm saying? We finna go ahead and get this thing going, man. Shout out to Reva TV. Is she the one who actually reviewed this? I'm gonna review her video. Fair use, fair use. Y'all pay attention, man. It's the content. I'm gonna stop it every now and then and have an opinion about it. Let's get it.
Thinking about slavery and I'm thinking about marriage, there are two different images that come into my
Absolutely
head.
not.
People watching who might be wanting to get married, what would you say to that?
Don't. And my daddy didn't raise me like that.
To be,
Hold on.
I think marriage is legalized slavery.
if I'm thinking about slavery and I'm thinking about marriage, there are two different images that come into my
Absolutely
head.
not.
People watching who might be wanting to get married, what would you say to that?
Don't. And my daddy didn't raise me like that.
To be a trad wife.
To be anybody's wife.
I don't understand why you wouldn't want a woman like me. Think of men.
Oh Lord! Hey, what the hell was that? Oh, my bad, y'all. Man, hey, damn, man. Hey, Reva, you gotta let me know, man, when you're gonna be posting these clips, man. Like, what the hell is that? What the hell was that? Oh man, yeah, man. We're gonna get back into the content, man. But what just came across my screen scared the hell out of me. Matter of fact, y'all hold that thought though. Hold on. Hold on, y'all.
Men telling me, oh, well, you know, you hardcore. Yes, I am. So you say God can make a giraffe, but not a bisexual man or a bisexual woman. I'm confused at that.
Are you bisexual?
No. What turned me straight?
Yes.
I was never not straight. I don't understand the question. I'm not straight.
River TV. What's up, guys? It's your girl Riva, and I'm back again with another video.
Now, if you guys are unaware of what's going on, comedian Leslie Jones is going viral right now for an interview that she did in which she made a proclamation that basically she feels that marriage is the same thing as slavery.
I think marriage is legalized slavery.
Now, within the interview, she also said things like, she would tell young women that they shouldn't get married. She talked about her own dating preferences. There was a lot of stuff that we're going to dive into in regards to this conversation, not because of only the things that she said in this interview, but things that she said about men and dating and marriages as a whole in a plethora of other interviews as well. So, of course, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys my thoughts, my feelings, and my opinion about this entire situation, starting with the most recent interview that she did.
Do you have racial preferences when it comes to dating, or are you an equal opportunity barker?
Yes, now I am.
But before, what was...
I think I had kind of turned a little blind eye to the black guys for a little while.
Now, this interview setting, in my opinion, I think it has to do with it's like satire in a sense, like similar to how we have like Funny Marco, who does, interviews, and it's kind of like in a joking, sarcastic kind of manner. I feel like this is the same kind of setting, right? And so she starts off this particular portion of the conversation asking Leslie about her own, dating preferences, to which Leslie was saying that she, didn't date, black men, that she pretty much dated every race of men. But now she has a more, unbiased stance.
Because they were at the time, they were the group that I felt hated me the most, that I would get the most unlove from.
Now, she's saying this, and I have my own opinions as to why this could be an issue that we're going to pick up later. But, they're having at this point in the conversation, it's just a very, communication going back and forth there. She's getting to know her. She's asking these questions, based off of her comedic stance. And again, how she always kind of talks about men. So she's trying to get to the nitty gritty of the base of, who she's into, what she likes, what she doesn't like.
So you had a penchant for light-skinned men?
Oh, I do like me a light-skinned man.
Oh, still?
Still.
Got it. What's a celebrity that comes to mind? Like Boris Kodjoe or?
Boris is fine.
He's so hot.
He's very fine.
Michael Ealy?
Oh, he's fine too.
I want us to take into account that, she as a dark-skinned black woman is saying boldly that her, preference was not black men at all. But then, at this point that her preference is light-skinned men, right? So she's talking about the Boris Kodjoe, Michael Ealy. And I just want us to take, note of this, that if the roles were reversed and if there was, a black man, a dark-skinned man who was having the same kind of interview and said the same exact thing, no one would care about what he said about marriage. He would be getting backlash just for that. Just for his preference not being, a woman that looks like him, right? Then we would have all the commentary coming in about like, oh, you don't love your mama. He would get so much negative backlash just for saying that he doesn't like dark-skinned women.
Barack Obama.
He's fine too.
I ain't gonna lie, Leslie. You can call any guy attractive in your opinion, but they probably don't see you as such. They'll probably just say you got a nice personality, or you funny or something. You know what I'm talking about? That's probably what they're gonna say about you, and that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you. But come to find out, I guess from these videos, you were saying you was never a hetero woman per se, and I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think a lot of us, anybody who listening that went to school and knew the ugly chick was just happy that somebody would touch them, being male or female, and she accepted her role in life and let little ugly, she was the ugly, and she pretty much accepted that a woman probably liked her, probably a desperate bull dagger. If anybody know anything about studs and bull daggers, man, they talk standards, but they don't got standards like that, man. Hey man, she going. That's just how they look at it, in my opinion. But shout out to it though. You know what I'm saying? You can call marriage a modern day slavery. It just sounds like something an unattractive, ugly chick would say. But I'm gonna let Reva keep cooking on this real quick because this is interesting because it's crazy how somebody such as her who actually made it successful wise can't get a man. I mean, I'm on the one that's thinking it's hope for her because Whoopi Goldberg had somebody. If Whoopi can get somebody, God damn it, Leslie, you can get somebody. Don't give up. It's somebody out there. It just ain't gonna be the niggas that you want. It might be the nigga, man, who's sleeping on their baby mama's couch. Are you willing to deal with the nigga that's on the baby mama couch? You should probably lower your standards, shawty. Life got a way of humbling you. Hate to be the bearer of bad news, little mama, but yeah, man, you know, sometimes, man, you can wish you want all you want, you just ain't gonna get it. You dig what I'm saying? But we finna continue on with the content, man. I see the people like watching. Hit that like button, subscribe, fuck with your boy, man. We got this shit moving. Let's get it.
It sounds like you just like men.
Yeah. That's it. Especially powerful.
You like a powerful man.
I do.
So a dominant to your submissive.
I'm not submissive.
Now I use this analogy all the time. Okay. You can't put batteries in remote the same way and expect the batteries to work. It's not going to work. There needs to be balance in a relationship. So you're saying that you like a dominant, powerful man, but you're not submissive. Okay, well, that man not going to work out with you because two bulls can't reign in the same pen. There has to be.
Shout out to Reva. That's real shit right there. It doesn't work like that, which is why, based upon social media norms, they'll tell you in a heartbeat, you know, a lot of these females walk around with these funky ass attitudes, want to be mean and think that's going to get to the nigga they want. And you let these people tell it, oh, they'll say, quote unquote, they had a guy that really had a bag or had a million, there was a million up, wherever the case, they had a guy that had that, but they don't have it no more. Now, of course, they're going to tell us they don't got dude no more because of the way he was acting. Nah, it was 9 times out of 10 of them shit attitude, little mama. You know what I'm saying? Just being 100 with you.
Somebody got to take it. You can't have two drivers driving the car. Y'all going to be going nowhere fast. Somebody got to be in the driver's seat. Somebody got to be in the passenger seat.
Could you be a trad wife is what I'm asking.
Trad wife meaning like I'd be at home and no.
Like making Oreos from scratch.
I don't absolutely not.
Why not?
Because that's not who the I am.
Now, to be fair,
I mean, and I get it. I mean, Leslie, look at you. I can't see you with an apron cooking the goddamn thing. I really don't understand why the hell you want to do so much. Look at you. You don't got the aesthetics of a whatever. All right, let's keep playing the video.
That's reality, right? Not everybody is going to have the same stance or want or aspire to the same exact things. You have some women who are just not, trad wives minded, meaning that they're not going to be home, the cooking, the cleaning. They might go out to work and their husband goes out to work and they balance things out. And there's nothing necessarily wrong with that, right?
And my daddy didn't raise me like that.
To be a trad wife.
To be anybody's wife. My dad used to literally say that to me. I didn't raise you to be somebody's wife.
That's so brave.
I don't know if it's brave or smart.
Now, I believe
I ain't gonna lie, man. If your dad told you he ain't raised you to be somebody's wife, he probably knew you went that way, little shawty. I'm just saying. He probably seen the stud and the bull dagger in you and said, yeah, you might well get ready to be the man with your lady. I'm just saying. If that's what your pops told you, that's all I'm saying.
Based on the fact that we have never seen her in a public relationship, she's never been married. I believe that obviously we can realize that there is some truth to the fact that her dad did raise her like that, right? Like clearly she wanted to make sure that she made all of those things come true, being that the imprint that he, put on her from a little girl, right? Saying, I'm not raising you to be somebody's wife. She made sure that she never became somebody's wife.
Most of the people that I know that's gotten married are divorced now.
And so really that's an indictment of the institution.
Yeah. I think marriage is legalized slavery.
She, continued her disdain talking about this whole tradwife mentality, and that's how it got into, you know, her basically comparing marriage to slavery.
If I'm thinking about slavery and I'm thinking about marriage, there are two different images that come into
Absolutely not. I don't know how you don't. A man is, especially if he expecting you to be a trad wife, just might as well pull out a whip and a chain.
I believe that a lot of women have these negative stances on marriage because of the fact that they never got the results that they wanted to get out of dating and or relationships. And again, this stems from a long span thing, right? And this goes back to, even like I said, other you know, interviews that she's done talking about the fact that she is, you know, not understanding why men don't want to be with her.
I don't understand why you wouldn't want a woman like me.
Hey, all right. I got a video pause right here. For anybody looking, does that look like somebody you want to be with? I'm asking the question. Serious question. If you do, type it in the chat. If you got time to type, yes or no. That face right there. Could you see that bringing around your homeboys? Could you see yourself bringing it around to your family, your mama? I'm saying, mind you, same voice and everything. Same 1990s cross-color SWV hairstyle. Could you see yourself bringing that home to your mama, your family, your people? Could you see yourself bragging to your homeboys about you pulled this? That's all I'm asking. What up with the ageism? That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. But let me keep this shit going, man.
I am successful. I'm rich. I can fight.
Why would you be stating your claim to men, right? Or telling them why they should want to be in relationships with you, or why you can't understand why they don't want to be in relationship with you, if you were not trying to cultivate some kind of relationship, right? And so, you know, at this stance of you saying that, like, oh, you know, you don't see the point of marriage and marriage is slavery and stuff like that.
I think marriage is legalized slavery.
I could give this just my opinion, but I could guarantee that if this woman had the opportunity to be with the men that she's, you know, is fawning over, right? If a Michael Ealy knocked on her door right now,
Michael Ealy.
Oh, he's fine too.
And said, I want to be with you, I want a relationship with you, I also want to marry you, she would be singing a different tune.
I mean, like, I'd be at home and
like making Oreos from scratch.
I don't, absolutely not.
Because what I want other women to you know, greatly understand and realize is that a lot of these women who have these conversations are only having them because of where we are right now in this wave of feminism, right? And so it's not a situation of that they really can't stand men, that they don't like men, that they don't need men, that they don't want relationships with men. It's that since I can't beat them, right, which is the other women who are competition, let me join them, as in joining the women who are against men. We choose the bear, we do this, because finally it's no longer a competition between me and them.
Think of men telling me, oh, well, you know, you hardcore. Yes, I am.
AJ, if you listening, I'm gonna need you to talk to the women out there, wherever you may be, and talk to that one ugly ass friend who got an attitude like this, and let her know, Buddy ain't gonna marry you, man. Looking and acting like this right here is a prime example. That's all I'm saying. Because the thing is, you can talk loud, aggressive, and have a funky attitude, and you would still be asking a simple question as in why you haven't been chosen. You haven't been chosen because, one, you're ugly, and two, you're not pleasing to be around. See, just because you got money don't mean nothing to a man. You dig what I'm saying? But, you know, shout out to her. She managed to get some money. Hey, she probably paid her mama bills off, paid the mama house off. Kinfolk, you know, sisters, whomever. She did some real ball shit. But you probably been last call for alcohol quite a few times. And even when you hung with your Hollywood friends, you was probably getting hit by the Hollywood friend, the Hollywood people friends, which is regular people. It happens. You're just not that, unfortunately. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but let's continue.
I am.
Can you handle it?
Well,
Yeah.
what you bringing to the table? I am the table.
The I am the table argument, is a conversational piece that women cling to because it makes them feel comfort in the fact that other women are also saying these things, right? And so they're like, oh, it's like women have gotten together and realize, oh, men are the problem. Oh, yes, fine.
Hey, well, look, AJ, whatever you can do, my lady, keep on preaching the gospel to them. And you got to find different ways to tell the ugly friend that, ain't nothing wrong with having aspirations, but reality is still reality. But you got to say it in a nice way. Or just say she have a beautiful personality. I used to say that to little uglies all the time, AJ. Like, she be cool as hell, man. She just ain't, she ain't attractive. She's got a nice personality. There's life at times. You got a nice personality. And there's somebody for her, but she probably don't want that somebody. Let's continue.
Finally, I can be friends with these other women. I can look at women as sisters and be a part of a sisterhood. I can, no longer have to change, elevate, change myself, become more feminine, become the balance for a man. I can stand here and say I'm masculine. I'm not submissive to no man. Nobody can't tell me nothing. Nobody can't tell me what to do. I can stand strong in that because now all these other women are also not getting certain results from men, as they're saying. And so now we can all be against them.
So there are young people watching who might be wanting to get married. What would you say to them?
Don't
get married.
No.
But that's not the truth. The truth is that you were unable to get certain results. And so since you were unable to get those results, this is now something that you're doing not out of choice, but out of what your results have showed you.
Dating apps for a little while.
That first of all, they just need to put all the apps on one app and call it What's Left.
Now, okay, let's go back to what she said about how, her father didn't raise her to be anybody's wife, right? He didn't raise her to have that kind of mindset.
And my daddy didn't raise me like that.
To be a trad wife.
To be anybody's wife.
When having that mind.
AJ, you listen and type in the chat. Let me ask you this question. Do you know anybody who you probably grew up with or know of who father told them don't be nobody's wife? And if you ever heard of that, do you think it was because the father realized that my daughter gonna be a tough ass stud? Let me know in the chat, AJ. You still there with me?
Mindset, that means anything in regards to being feminine, your feminine nature, how to be the balance of a man, how to communicate with a man, how to navigate relationships. She always leaned back on, I'm not supposed to be anybody's wife anyway. I could do bad all by myself. That directly affects how you are going to be able to maintain or obtain relationships in the dating market.
All right, cool. Never. That tells me that your pops, your brothers, and your kinfolk, they gave you some real game. Now, they gave you game, but we know how it go out here in real life. Niggas ain't shit, and it is what it is. It's fucked up, but that's just what it be at times. But at least you wasn't brought up like this person right here. You know what I'm saying? But let me keep this shit going.
That directly correlates to you being in the what's left category because you're also what's left.
I mean, you want to find the love of your life? Here's what's left.
As the people who were taught or grown to prioritize relationships and marriages understand, from a young age of the importance of that, and they prioritize that. When you are not prioritizing that, and you are just dating to get along and feeling like you don't have to change, you don't have to bend, you don't have to support, you don't have to be the balance of, you are not going to get good relationships in dating. So you making a blanket statement on who shouldn't get married and marriage is slavery and all these things is because it's almost like standing outside of the club and you can't get in?
I'm single because I'm tired of raising boys. I'm tired.
I do not want a project.
I don't know why they hear the crowd clapping, because everybody in the crowd probably look better than her. So I hate to say it, Leslie, you should probably raise that boy to a man, Leslie. That's your only shot left in life, Leslie. That's reality, Leslie. I'm just saying, man. You know, see, average looking women to pretty women will always be chosen, man. But the mogwais, the mud ducks, the last call for alcohol, you catch her in the parking lot at 3:45 in the morning. This is your reality. See, when somebody do knock y'all up, you're supposed to marry that person, take them seriously if you can. If he beating on you, leave him. If he beating on you, leave him. But all right, let me play some more.
I'm tired. Y'all don't get it. Y'all don't understand truly. And I'm saying this with all my heart.
It's so funny because, you know, you hear a lot of people talk about raising a man and I don't got time to raise a man or whatever. And are there immature men out there? Absolutely, right? There's immature people out there, men and women. So I'm not going to act like, you know, that's not the case a small percentage of the time. But what I believe that these women with this mindset have in mind when they say that I'm not raising a man.
I'm single because I'm tired of raising boys.
Is not really the immaturity of a man. It's that you're not man enough to deal with me and my nasty attitude.
Hey, man, for other folks looking and listening, man, hit the like button, subscribe, man. Fuck with your boy, man.
You're not man enough to stand in the paint with me when I disrespect you or emasculate you. You're not man enough to challenge me when I talk down to you. You feel inferior than me because I'm so powerful. So you're not mature enough. That's not maturity. That's not raising somebody. You're wanting to raise them into your standard, not realizing that for you to have a fruitful relationship, they're going to have to continue to do the raising that you weren't taught.
And my daddy didn't raise me like that.
To be a trad wife.
To be anybody's wife.
Based off of your own wording. So that man is going to have to take, you know, the baton from where your father left off, telling you that you don't need a man and he's not, you know, training you to be nobody else's wife, and now train you to be his wife. That's heavy lifting.
Damn, Reva, I wish I could talk to you right now and ask you. You said it's heavy lifting. There's like pounds and tons get added based upon her aesthetics. I'm just saying, because like I said, average looking to pretty women get married all the time. The uglies, for the most part, they get with the person who really love to fuck with them. See, the thing is with her is she's overshooting her shot. She don't want to accept where she's at in the dating market, but we'll continue.
And, you know, I talk about the emasculating part because there's so many things that I have seen her say for a long period of time of, you know, things that are very derogatory and emasculating to men and also telling men how to be men.
All men to listen. You can have an orgasm in your. It's not that you might not be gay. You just might like your poked.
Do you like your
Sexual-
poked?
No.
What the hell was that? My first time, hey, we all watching this same video together. I have no idea she was gonna say that. Wow, interesting. You can't speak to what man seen as sissy and weirdo and GAY activities because you're not one. We don't rock like that, little lady. Partner, homeboy, stud, whatever you identify yourself as. We don't play them games. What up with it, Ned? I see you.
Oh.
She's telling men what they should be okay with, what they shouldn't be okay with. And then when the question is posed back to her and asking her if she would like the same thing that she's telling men to be okay with, she's like, no, absolutely not. Why would you even ask me that? Almost taking it as disrespect, although she is telling men that they should be okay with that kind of behavior.
I like mine.
Hell no. Only it's only outward.
What? Not even the little finger.
No. No. Ew.
And then you're wondering why.
I mean, lot of all hetero men feel the same way. The heterosexual men feel the exact same way, had the same sentiments. Don't know why the hell you want to make it the other way around, but that what goes on in 2026. It was going on really for the last 3 years. It's like, a lot of women, along with the alphabet community, they like to turn any and everything that heterosexual men do and try to find a way to try to skew and blur the lines and make it seem like they sassy or a sissy or a punk, just so they can call them that. Because if you look at the definition of sassy, a lot of people be using the word sassy out of context. But that's another topic for another day. But yeah.
She talked about before about men having issues in the bedroom, because if a man is interested in women, okay, and he wants to be in a relationship with a woman, he wants to be intimate with a woman, when you come acting like a man, ain't nothing going to translate for him.
Go to the doctor, put your nuts in a doctor's hand, and cough to the far left. Find out what's wrong with your dick first. There's a lot of I'm being very honest.
Right.
I've been hooking up, and dudes are not working properly.
She comes off so domineering and masculine that even when women sit down,
So what that sounds like is you have been messing with the older niggas that's been on the couch, man. The older niggas who got that 1-bedroom apartment and they work at Amazon. Shout out to the Amazon workers that been knocking this little ugly motherfucker down, man. Hey, man, you gotta get the rent paid somehow, some way, or have a co-sign for a car note, because the shit she said sound like she only deal with a certain type, not the niggas that she want.
down with her and have conversations with her, they don't know that she's even interested in dating men. They have no idea.
So you say God can make a giraffe, but not a bisexual man or a bisexual woman. I'm confused at that.
Are you bisexual?
No.
What turned me straight?
Yes.
I was never not straight. You saying straight sexually? What turns me straight? I don't understand the question. I'm not straight.
They can't believe it. Because in their mindset, they're like, oh, there's no way that she's into men. 1, how she talks about them. 2, how she emasculates them. And 3, based off of her this strong, forceful masculine energy that she's presenting, there's no way. And then has the nerve to say that, when she's dating, she wants a man to be able to make her feel soft.
Describe your perfect man.
Okay. Someone who lets me feel like I can be vulnerable in front of them. I can be myself, my authentic self in front of them, and they still love it.
There's no way that you're going to be provided vulnerability when you have a wall of masculinity, when you have a assertive, protective barrier around yourself that I am woman, hear me roar.
Sick of men telling me, oh, well, you hardcore. Yes, I am.
I'm the woman king.
I ain't gonna lie, man. That's the scariest face ever. I haven't read in a long time, but I'll probably run from that. Oh God, swear to God.
I'm not your queen. I'm a king too. How can somebody then serve you vulnerability, like comfort for your vulnerability, and say, yes, here you go. Here's a soft pillow to land on. You roaring mountainous lion. Here you go. Let me coddle you like a baby. You know who gets served that comfort and peace? Women who provide that. Women who walk in with a softness to them. The world bends to women who are soft. The world bends to women, period. That's a conversation for a different day. But when a woman walks in with a nurturing, caring energy, people just want to do stuff for her. Let me get the door for you. Let me pick this up. This is too heavy for you. They go out of their way. But when you walk in like you are in competition with the men, because you feel like you're more of a man than the men around you, how in the world are you expecting a place that is going to comfort you and allow you to be vulnerable?
Describe your perfect man.
Okay. Someone who lets me feel like I can be vulnerable in front of them.
It's not going to happen. And then again, how are you going to because women do this thing, right? Women do this thing where, just like they say, I'm not raising a man, because they take it as a lack of maturity because he doesn't allow them to allow those women to disrespect him or emasculate him. Hence why I believe she kind of had a problem with Black men in particular.
Do you have racial preferences when it comes to dating, or are you an equal opportunity barker?
Yes, now I am.
But before, what was
I think I had kind of turned a little blind eye to the Black guys for a little while.
Because they're not going for it, right? The trauma that they not had from their own mamas or whatever, they're not going for worse disrespect or worse emasculation.
Because they were at the time they were the group that I felt hated me the most, that I would get the most unlove from.
But again, then they try to say, well, I'm just being myself.
I can be myself, my authentic self in front of them, and they still love it.
Sometimes your authentic self needs to change, to grow, to evolve. Sometimes your authentic self needs to level up. Sometimes your authentic self needs to rise to the occasion. Sometimes what you think your authentic self is actually seeds that were planted into you from you were young that you need to shake off to be able to grow. Because yes, I'm not raising you to be somebody else's wife, were things that could maybe help you in business and help you to be successful because you realize that you can depend on anybody else and you have to go out there and get it. But that also creates you to be the man that your father was.
And my daddy didn't raise me like that.
to be a trad wife?
To be anybody's wife.
It's so interesting, that she has this stance of marriage being slavery. But who pushes marriage the most? Is it men? No, it's not. You have men who are saying that they don't want to be married. They don't see the benefit for men when it comes to marriage. They don't want to be married. And it's women who are like, if we're not married by a certain time, then I'm going to break up this relationship because I'm not just going to be a girlfriend. Women are the ones who push marriage to the forefront. Women are the ones who demand marriage.
Now what you said is honest to God true. Sorry, Reva. I got you with your eyes looking up. But for the most part, not in my scenario, you know what I'm saying? When I met my queen, I kind of knew after a while that she was going to ride with me the way she does, even to this day. So I think I made an educated guess on my situation. But a lot of females, I know a lot of partners, man, who were going through scenarios to where the woman was pretty much pressing him like, what we doing? Are we getting married? She wanted to be married. So, yeah, that definitely happens in real life. No cap.
I understand that we can talk about things of service, right? Women who with this mindset like to say, marriage only benefits the man because, he comes home and he's cooked for, the house is clean, all of these things. She takes care of him and this and that. These are all things that can also be paid for.
If I'm thinking about slavery and I'm thinking about marriage, there are two different images that come into my
Absolutely
head.
not. I don't know how you don't. A man is, especially if he's expecting you to be a trad wife, might as well pull out a whip and a chain.
You can, get on the app and order food and it come directly to your door. So that takes care of that. That's number one. Two, you can hire a cleaning service. House clean. Right? But when it comes to marriage benefiting men complain the most that after they get married, that's when intimacy stops. That's when women, perform the switcheroo, everything that they were doing to try to convince the man to marry them, they no longer do anymore. So what are we really talking about?
Most of the people that I know that's gotten married are divorced now.
So crazy too that, the take of it being, legalized slavery. Because when women are talking about they need all kind of money before they can go on dates with men, or they need men to take them out and they need men to spend money on them, how come we don't call modern dating legalized prostitution? Okay, y'all know the word I want to say. I don't know if I can say it on this platform. Why we don't call it that? Why don't we call modern women legalized call girls? Why we don't call it that? Because you don't see a problem when the women are taking from men, but anything that you feel whether it could be true or not, that a man is benefiting off of, you have a problem with. And I'm going to even go a step further to say this, that I believe that a lot of these women who can't stand the men because they can't obtain them, they can't get the relationships out of them, they can't get marriage out of them, and they become, against these men. I believe they're jealous of these men. I believe that they wish that they could operate in the world like men, and that's one of the biggest reasons why they have such a problem with them.
Yeah, they do. I agree 1,000% what she just said. And now I say this much right here. I saw something Corey Holcomb said, a lot of women wish that they could actually physically beat a man up. And we know pretty much that they can't really. Some could, of course, but a large number can't, which is why they walk around with this funky ass attitude. If they could actually beat men up the way men beat them up, man, they'll go crazy with that shit. That's just my opinion. But let's get this shit going. Some more. I got a few more minutes. I'm gonna probably hop off this motherfucker.
I really firmly believe that. That's just my personal opinion. Because even when Leslie Jones was questioned about, her own preferences, she was saying that if she could be a man basically, or she could be, a woman who loved women, that she would be out here acting a fool.
If I was gay, I would have so many.
Harim.
I would be the worst gay person.
Yeah, she cheated on me.
And my specialty was to get the pretty.
A lot of women feel this way. A lot of women, I can't believe these men are cheating. They're disgusting. They're dogs. They're this or that. I can't believe they sleep with all these different women. But if they were a man, it'd be a problem. There would be a problem. So hypocritical. I just want women to take from this, the number one thing, in my personal opinion, is that, first of all, if you want to be married, if you're a woman who wants to be a wife, don't take advice from people who stand outside of the club and not in the club. It don't make sense. Unless people are outside of the club telling you what they did wrong and what they wish they did differently to have a successful relationship, it don't make sense.
So there are young people watching who might be wanting to get married. What would you say to them? Don't get married.
No.
It don't make sense. Because no matter what, it is always going to be coming from a place of projection, a place of hurt, a place of inability to get said results, and a place of recruitment for other women, so that when or if that their situation turns around, they have less and less competition to compete with. It's like, let me go ahead and dim the competition just in case I get out there, but also let me go ahead and recruit these other women so that these men feel rejected like I felt rejected, because they don't have options to choose from. When you realize that all these things are coming from that lens, you think of all of these conversations in a different way. And that's just my personal opinion.
That's what it is, man. Shout out to Reba TV. Good content per use. And yeah, man, I might go ahead and end the stream right here. I don't see nobody typing in the chat worth anything me talking about. Y'all hit that like button, subscribe, man. Fuck with your boy, man. You dig what I'm saying? So type in the comments. Is marriage modern day slavery? Yes or no? Put it in the comment section. But until next time, it's your boy HM3, man. I'm up out of here, man. Gone, man. Till the next stream.